Hello Scorpio, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Scorpio for the next 3 months. Now, so this will be for April, May, and June. If you're more of a business person, this will be for Q2 or Q2 of 2022. Keep in mind though that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate. Drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, I do not do personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me. That's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But let's see what we have here for you, Scorpio. If you watch my content regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, let me take 3 cards here to clarify as we go along. Let me make sure everything's all set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. All right. Okay, I think that looks just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is a really nice energy to find, or it can be. This is somebody who potentially is a subject matter expert. This is also somebody who's in a position of authority or leadership, typically. Can represent any air sign, maybe a Libra, but it could really represent any air sign. Scorpio, so for some of you here, you may be taking those steps that you need to take to move up in some level of your career if you're looking to do that. If you're not already in the King of Swords position, which, just a friendly reminder, it does not matter what gender you are. These are just masculine and feminine energies, so you can take on the qualities of any of these cards. You do have a few kings here, just to throw that out there. But for some of you, you're looking to maybe move up in your position if you are not already there. And if that's not resonating, what's going on here is maybe some of you are looking to take authority and leadership over your life. The King of Swords will take their sword and they'll cut through any noise, right? They'll not get involved in drama. They will be the leader, not only for the people around them in the workplace, but they'll also be like the leader in their family setting, with their loved ones. This is somebody who is sort of the voice of reason, if you will, when you get the King of Swords. And so it's definitely a nice energy to find. I feel like as a quality of another person in your life, they could be somebody who takes, who helps you get from point A to point B. They will not typically take an emotional interest in you, but they'll, like I said, they could be very good for your career. So some of you looking at situations like that, trying to maybe figure out the steps that you need to take more leadership or take more authority over your life. And I do not say that in a negative way. I think this is something that's good, and I think this is something that you're going to be looking at over the next 3 months. In your current situation, you have the Temperance card, very nice energy. This is actually the Temperance person on the card can be considered to be a healing angel. You have to believe in angels. I'm not here to say that what's right or wrong, but if that's not resonating with you, what this card says is that there's general healing available to you. This comes after the change of the Death card. The Death card doesn't have to be bad, but change is challenging. And the Temperance card says, all right, you've gone through the change. Here's a moment for you to take some time to heal, to rest. This is also about balancing out your fire and your water. You can see that they're mixing and combining elements here. You could say that this is alchemy. And it could also, interestingly enough, bring a soulmate into your life if you are single, but it is only if you work through balancing something out, okay? Because the Temperance card is also about balance. Interestingly enough, the King of Swords is the Libra energy. Libra is the energy of the scales of balance. And so as you balance something out, something comes in. Could be a soulmate, could be a person. Now, in the problem position, you have the Five of Cups. Now, this is somebody who's like sitting in disappointment, okay? There is something here that's maybe emotionally draining you. For this person, what is emotionally draining them is that they are thinking about the past cups that are spilled, and they're not recognizing that there's joy available right now because they have 2 cups behind them overflowing. They're not able to tap into the joy that is available to everybody right now because they're working through something here. And so for you, I see healing here, maybe over an emotional situation. The Temperance card and the Five of Cups in the problem position. Temperance will provide healing to the person in the Five of Cups situation. And, you know, that'll be different for everybody, but I also think that this is maybe something that is tying into this element of taking authority over your life in some way. In the past, you have the Seven of Swords. So this can be deception. Okay, this can be lying, cheating, stealing. I don't feel cheating energy. I don't feel. I mean, certainly, you know, there is this heartbreak potential here, or this melancholy feeling here with the Five of Cups in the problem position. But the Seven of Swords can also speak to needing to come up with a plan of action. Okay, this person on this card, they did not steal the swords without having some sort of game plan in place, right? And, you know, it may be taking a clever approach to a problem, taking the backdoor exit. And, you know, for some of you, this could be coming in here with this King of Swords, you may have been spending time coming up with a plan of action in some ways here in the first part of the year. And, you know, you may be looking to execute on that. I mean, there certainly could have been somebody who double-crossed you here with the Five of Cups in the problem position and the Seven of Swords in the past. I want to see what cards clarify. I also want to see what other energies we have as we go along. I think it really depends on what situation you find yourself in. In the future, you have this Three of Pentacles, very nice energy. Now, this can be teammates, teamwork, team environment, colleagues. Now, when I get this combination, now this is in the past, but when I get this combination, this is classic workplace drama and gossip. Someone talking to you, talking about you behind your back. I see that happen a lot here with the Seven of Swords, and this is the card of your colleagues. But again, it's almost like that has already happened. Now, you know, if I'm putting this together, you know, some of you could be dealing with that, picking up the pieces of that situation. I know that's a very challenging situation to go through. When adults really are acting like children, it's very hard to find yourself in that position. I can speak from experience there, but you know, the thing is, this Temperance card provides you with healing over that situation. Okay. The other thing though is, as this is in the future position, you could be getting rewarded. This person's being rewarded for all of their hard work. You can see that they're holding up work that they're proud of, and so it can come with a big reward. It can come with recognition. It really depends on where you find yourself. In your conscious awareness, on your thoughts or on your mind, you have this King of Cups here. So the King of Cups is somebody who's like someone who maybe leads from the heart space, while the King of Swords would lead from the logical side of life. This person would lead for the heart, from the emotional, from the intuitive, from the heart side of life. And you know, this person is also sort of very capable of dealing with emotional situations. When you talk with the King of Cups, you get a real sense that they're not only hearing you, but they're actually listening to you. You really feel like you're being listened, or you're being heard when you talk to a King of Cups person. Now, this could also be your energy here showing up. This could be any water sign. I typically read it as a Cancerian, but it could be any water sign. So, you know, I get the sense that some of you are trying to figure out a way to handle maybe somebody. For some of you, it's like figuring out a way to handle a toxic person or situation in your life in a moderate way, or like a balanced way, and a healthy way. For others of you, I think you're putting yourself first and taking care of your needs. In the subconscious situation here, what you can't see, the hidden, or what is kind of how you talk to yourself, what's coming through in your dreams, you have this Hermit card. The Hermit here is a Virgo energy, but it's also somebody who's on the path of the sage. They are a solo traveler of knowledge. You can see that they are sort of alone within the cosmos, within the universe, looking for answers, looking for the light. And, you know, the Hermit, while they are extremely wise, intelligent, and knowledgeable, at the end of the day, they find out that the answer is not always in a textbook. And, you know, sometimes the answers to your problems will come through introspection. And so I think some of you here are going into a deeply introspective period of your life over the next 3 months to get the Hermit in the subconscious, which is the introspective part of ourselves, to get that with that. I definitely see that coming in for you. Now, in the Staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you have a powerful card. You have the Fool. Okay, this card only comes forward when you're ready, and it's when you're ready to take a new journey, to start a new journey, to take a leap of faith in a direction that you not necessarily know is going to work, right? The Fool, they have no idea what's going to come for them on their journey, because this card starts off all of the heroes. This card starts off all of the major arcana. The hero's journey through the major arcana, or the Fool's journey through the major arcana. And the Fool literally does not know that the Death card's coming up, the Tower's coming up. They don't know that the Devil's on the way. They don't know that they're going to have to go through the challenge of the Judgment energy, which is self-reflection. They have no idea that that's about to come. But it doesn't matter. This person's allowing the universe to handle the details. They know that they'll get to the world. They know that they will. They don't know how it'll happen, but they know that they'll get there. And so for you, it's like you're about to embark on this huge situation here. And I think it's of your own volition. I think it is you who is bringing this on. And you're taking authority here. You're taking leadership, and you're saying, okay, do I want a new start? Do I want to keep staying where I am? All of those sorts of things. In the external situation or the external influence, you have the Four of Pentacles hanging on a little bit too tightly here. Okay, this is somebody who's hanging on to their pentacles extremely tightly. They're afraid of loss. Okay, they're afraid of loss. They don't want to lose these. For them, it's like they'll only ever have Four Pentacles, at least in their mind. In their mind, they'll only ever have Four Pentacles, but that could not be farther from the case. There are so many opportunities available in this lifetime to earn, to do different things to help yourself out. And so just keep that in mind. This could be coming in for you. But the other thing is, the Four of Pentacles can speak to financial stability. If you're like, if you're somebody who always believes that the grass is greener on the other side, or whatever the case may be, or the glass is half empty, or if you're somebody who's optimistic when it comes to money, this is definitely potentially about financial stability for you. Gosh, my metaphors here are not, I need to come up with some better phrases. But in the hopes and fears, you have the Four of Swords. So you're really, interestingly enough, wanting rest, but at the same time, you're looking to take authority over your situation. You're looking for a new start here. It's almost like perhaps some of you are healing from a heartbreak. You can see the Three of Swords on the banner above this person. Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, and this person here is healing from that situation. Some of you are dealing with an emotional situation here, feeling upset about something, and I think it's because of somebody's poor behavior here with the Seven of Swords in the past. If this is not about strategy, this is about someone's poor behavior in the past. This does not have to be a romantic connection. When you have a fallout with a friend, that's certainly Three of Swords energy as well. Or when you have a fallout with a family member, that's also extremely challenging. And so, that could certainly be the case as well for some of you, healing from that situation. In the outcome, you have this Knight of Wands. Some of you are moving, okay? Some of you are moving here because you have this Fool in the current influence, and then you have this Knight of Wands here showing up in the outcome. This might come forward when you're ready to change zip codes, move postcode, like move across country, move to a new location. Almost always comes forward when you're ready to change residence, right? And the other thing is, if that's not on the cards for you at all, this is about developing your talents. Okay, this person is a maverick. Okay, they are capable of doing so many different things, and they kind of just allow themselves to be a spontaneous participant of life, which is kind of the same thing with the universe and with the Fool, with the Fool. And so I feel like many of you, you're welcoming in that energy here in the next 3 months. Seems like it'll be a good quarter for you. I think it's also working through this Five of Cups energy here. Let's go ahead and start to clarify this situation even more. All right, let's see what we get here. Okay, so you have, all right, let's see here. So you have the Tower, the Knight of Cups, and the Two of Swords. All right, so Two of Swords, this comes forward when you might be restricted in speech. Like you may not have the words, you may not be able to find the words to explain to someone how you're feeling. This can come forward when there is a war of words, a challenge between you and another person. I always like to say these two swords are like emotional daggers being thrown between you and another person. I could absolutely see that happening. You have this Knight of Cups here, which is interesting because this is typically the arrival of a happy event or an emotional situation, an emotional event. Typically brings about happiness into your life. It could also say that you wear your heart on your sleeve. Okay, and I would say there may be a situation that is extremely emotional for you to deal with at this time, and some of you are maybe recognizing that, blindfolded, trying to figure out the way to handle this or to explain or to communicate to somebody the way that something is. You also have this Tower energy, which is, you know, a card that a lot of people get afraid of, but really this is a blessing in disguise, because this person had no way of getting out of the tower. If you see on the tower, there are no doors on this tower, and so they had no way of leaving the tower. They constructed a prison for themselves. They constructed a house of cards, and guess what? Now this lightning, this thunder, this allows them to get out of the tower. This allows them to get out of the prison that they have built themselves in. And so if you, this is about, you know, if you are living in a house of cards, this is about, yeah, an abrupt change. Yeah, something that may be shocking, but ultimately it's putting you on a path towards the star, which is more in alignment with your destiny. And so just recognize that the tower is a blessing in disguise. It can be challenging, but yeah, I would just ask yourself if you're somebody who would want to even live in a house of cards, or what it is like to live in that, because I don't feel like anybody would want to. I would just ask yourself that question. Let's see what else we have here. Let's pull some additional messages. So you have this Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. There it is, right? And then spring, see your seeds grow. So we are kind of looking at the springtime here, and I like to see that very much for you, to get that seasonal card here. What else do you have? You have Sage, be devoted and committed, as well as Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. So definitely some passion energy here showing up with the Knight of Wands, as well as this Fire Guardian. Sage, the Hermit is like the Sage, right? And so there's something around you being introspective, figuring out the answers, figuring out the message that you need for yourself. Let's see what else we have. And also just like being wise, becoming wise. Also recognizing that the answer is probably within you already. You probably already have the answer. You have Judication, Mature Man, Despair, High Honor, Change, and Thoughts. You have Mature Woman on the bottom. So you have Mature Man, Mature Woman counterparts showing up here. Many of you are getting a change. Okay, you can see bags are packed, cars ready to go. You're moving out of this apartment, right? And for some of you here with this Knight of Wands and the Fool, you're about to go somewhere new. You do have this High Honor energy, which is similar for me in this King of Swords energy as well, where you know you have the respect of people around you. People really look up to you. Working through this energy of despair here with the Five of Cups in the problem position and the Despair card. And, you know, it could be that you're thinking about somebody and the way that they acted, or the way that a situation happened. But I think that you have a very good sort of outcome here for you. And I think that there's going to be a lot of new energy available for you in the next 3 months. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next reading.